What's up, Nova Heads? It's Amber Nova.
This is Chris Lights Out Lytle.
Hi, this is Ray Boom Boom Mancini.
Ice Boogie.
It's the real and raw August Artois.
This is Smiling Sam Alvey.
It's Archimedes.
I'm Jack Cartwheel, the real deal, the human highlight reel.
This is Steve Mowry.
I'm Victor Henry.
Boy, Bulletproof Trooper.
It's ECW Original, The Enforcer, CW Anderson.
This is Honest John.
I'm Luis Moreno. And
It's Mr. Classic.
I'm Jason Bonet.
The young goes.
It's old Hattie Price here.
When I say what's my name, tonight.
Richie Slade. My name is Gino Rivera, the Frank Sinatra of the Spanish Mafia.
Incredible one, Anthony Idol.
This is Ken Shamrock.
The Golden Boy, Jordan Clearwater.
Yo, watch and listen.
Championship Online.
This is Alex Mars here. Hi, Roger Mendez.
So, please listen to it, otherwise be cursed. Okay, see you later. Love that, Dennis.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You're now watching and listening to Championship on the Line podcast. If you're new to this channel, my name is Alex, and this is my co-host Rich, and this is Championship on the Line podcast. And today is a very, very special episode here because we got a pro wrestler in the house, ladies and gentlemen. He's been doing amazing, exciting work at Warriors of Wrestling over at the East Coast. He's doing big things, and also he's one half of the cause with Roger Mendez. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Max Bane, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, guys?
Rocking out the shirt. Like it.
Thank you. What's up, guys? Thank you for that introduction. That was awesome.
No worries, man. Thank you so much for being on the pod, man. We're very excited to have you on. And before we start, we like to do a quick segment. We like to ask 10 questions about yourself. Is that cool to do with you? Some fun questions?
Absolutely. Right. Ask away.
All right. Sounds good. Take it away, Rich. All right. We'll start with the first question. What is your favorite movie of all time?
That's it. For me, that's easy. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Nice. I'm a big Star Wars guy, and that movie, it sets the tone for just everything that happens after the Clone Wars. Awesome. I could talk about it all day, but that's my favorite movie, and I'm sticking to it.
Nice. This might be a little upsetting, but we've never seen Star Wars.
Man, you guys gotta get on it. You gotta get on it.
Which was a good one? Like, which one do I watch?
I mean, I'm like every other fan. I'm gonna tell you, watch it in order.
Okay.
But unlike every other fan, I won't tell you which one was the greatest. I'll let you decide, because I feel like it's an opinion thing, you know? The whole series is the whole every episode is amazing. It's amazing. It's just awesome. It's storytelling. It's like wrestling, you know?
Yeah.
You got the opening, you got the shine, you got everything going on. Yeah, oh man, it's amazing. Star Wars is awesome.
Definitely gotta watch it now. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. But the next question, what is your favorite TV show of all time?
My favorite TV show of all time. Now that's tricky. I would say that 70s show. That's definitely top, that's definitely on top for me. So I that was the first thing that came to my mind. So that's it. That 70s show. Hanging out down the street. Same old thing we did last week. Come on.
So you have like a favorite character?
Kelso. Entertaining. He's just entertaining.
He's awesome, man. Oh yeah. Because he's so foolish, but everything works out for
him. Listen, Kelso's just the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's just the man. He's just the man.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite episode?
I don't have a favorite episode. No, I don't. I don't have a favorite episode. See, I should have said The Office. See, I should have waited a little bit longer. I should have said The Office, because The Office is actually my favorite TV show.
Okay. I was just watching The Office like right before this, so.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Who's your favorite character from that?
Michael Scott. He's hysterical. You know, date night Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, that's just he's hysterical. The parkour episode, that one's one of my favorites. See, I should have just said The Office.
Awesome.
The next one, do you have a favorite band or musician you like to listen to?
That's easy for me. Linkin Park.
Nice.
I grew up on Linkin Park, you know, being born in '96 and stuff like that. You know, they're always in my playlist. They're always in my ears anytime I'm in the gym or before wrestling or before anything I do important. I throw on some Linkin Park. So definitely Linkin Park is my favorite.
Nice. Favorite song?
From the Inside. Boom, easy. See,
Easy,
from the inside. That one just it hits hard. It hits hard. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a song that everybody really knows unless you really like listen to all the albums.
Yeah.
If you listen to all the albums, then you know all the songs. But you know, just for people who stick to like the mainstream Linkin Park, they won't really know that song. So y'all watching this and y'all like Linkin Park From the Inside. Very old, but a good one.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, definitely for sure. Yeah, same with Rich and I. Definitely big Linkin Park fans. Definitely growing up. So
there we go. You know,
yeah,
man. Chester passing was heartbreaking.
Yeah,
heartbreaking.
I was just
definitely great. It's true. It's something Rich and I were talking about too. Is like just waiting for them to be inducted to Hall of Fame because definitely deserve to be inducted.
They have to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's way overdue in my opinion.
Yeah, same.
Talking
about them like they should be in it by now.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it no debate to it. There's no debate to it, especially from how well like not only their albums but how well their singles have done, and like you know the different platforms their songs have reached. You know. Some people don't know a lot of their songs were used in some movies and stuff like that, you know, like not just Transformers.
Yeah,
I can't name them off the top of my head, but I remember watching a Steven Seagal movie, and all of a sudden I just heard some Linkin Park. I was like, "What the heck? That's so cool!"
Especially them, like even like their later years, they always evolved and they're still like on top of their game. Like usually bands never did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My
dog is being a menace right now.
No.
Do you have a favorite meal you like to eat?
So I'm Puerto Rican, and usually us Puerto Ricans will be like, yeah, I love Spanish food. I'm not gonna lie, I love Italian food. Oh man, Italian is just my I can do anything Italian. Any Italian dish I can eat. Could be anything. Anything Italian. So I'm gonna go with Italian.
Nice.
Awesome. Italian is the key to my heart.
Nice.
I never heard anyone that says like they dislike it because I'm like, there's so many options.
It's just so good. How can you not like it? You know, how can you not like it?
Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, definitely agree.
It's funny because for lunch, Alex had pizza and I had lasagna, so it's like, it's hard not to. Next question: do you have a favorite sports team?
Favorite sports team? I mean, nah. all my teams are disappointing me right now. I mean, except the Yankees. The Yankees. So I'll say the Yankees. Rangers, we were this close. Oh man, as you can tell from my, you know.
Yeah.
I am a Ranger fan. And Chicago Bulls. That's always been my favorite team. People are like, oh, because of Michael Jordan. No, It's not because just Michael Jordan. Yeah, he's a key part of it, but still, like, come on, man. What you? How can you not like Chicago?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Outside of wrestling, do you have a hobby you like to do outside of wrestling?
Outside of wrestling, not really. I mean, I love playing video games. I love video games. I'm a big gamer.
Nice.
That's pretty much it. Outside of wrestling, is just video games. Anytime I'm not in the gym or anytime I'm not, wrestling, I'm playing the video game.
Nice. Well, that works out because the next question: what is your favorite video game?
Ooh. See, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't. Oh, that's hard. That's hard. There's so many good games out. This like from anything classic to now. There's just so many.
You can name a few if you want. You can name a few.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If I can name a few, I'll say Star Wars: The Old Republic, second one. Star Wars: The Old Republic. Another Star Wars game, but Lego Star Wars. That one to me is just off the chain. Oh, okay. And then the Batman, the whole series, the whole Arkham series. Marvelous. That's such a beautiful. All of them from Origins to City to oh man, yeah, that game has my heart. That game has my heart.
Nice.
Awesome. Next, anyone living or dead?
Repeat that again.
If you can meet anyone living or dead, who would it be with? Who would it be?
If I can meet Eddie Guerrero.
Oh yeah.
Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero. I would have loved to meet him. I would have loved to at least seen him wrestle live. I never got the chance to. That's definitely one person that I would love. I would have loved to meet, or
And what would you ask if you had the opportunity? Like, what would be like question that you would ask?
Oh man, I don't even know. There's just so many questions I would ask him. Like when he first started, how was like backstage wise, locker room wise, like how was just environment, how was everything, how was his teaching, like what was his teachings that he got taught back then to how now, how it's different. There's just so many questions I would have to there's just so many questions in my mind that would just go through crazy if I ever but rest of his soul,
Nice.
Wonderful competitor.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
Oh,
I know for Rich and I, he was our favorite wrestler growing up, watching him, every Friday night on SmackDown, watching him.
Man. Oh, nostalgia.
Yeah, right. He's just like the way he just now, like, if you look, like a whole new generation he inspired. Like you and so many wrestlers we've interviewed were like either like who would you like to wrestle with, or who inspired you, or any tapes you studied. Most of the time we get Eddie Guerrero. Like he's like the top two, which just shows like how much he inspired a whole generation.
Yeah, because he just had it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero, definitely, he just had it.
Yeah, for sure. It's a legend, an icon, greatest, for sure.
Absolutely.
Next question. Before your match, is there a ritual you like to do?
So that goes back to the music thing. That's what I do. I put in my earphones. I put on a playlist. I have a special playlist that I have that I like to listen to before I go out there. Put on my headphones. I'll get a little pumping, start doing some push-ups and stuff like that, and just get straight into character. I'm on show days. I tend to be in character almost the whole day, because I try to adapt that old school style of being the character. I like to be who I need to be. If I need to be Max Bane the entire day, then I'm gonna be Max Bane the entire day. I'm gonna be doing the laugh. I'm be making the faces and stuff like that, and I'll just say something crazy that's something Max Bane would say.
I like it. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah,
because I see it in every time I watch your matches, the matches I've seen on YouTube and everything. It's a switch you do, and you become the character, and you become with the face paint and everything, and the faces and expressions you make. It's awesome to see that, because especially in today's wrestling, you don't see that. You don't see guys doing characters or kind of do that style like you do, and you do it so well doing it, because I believe it when I see it. When I see it, watching and see that, it's just it's great. You pull it off, even the promos too. I'm invested in watching you and seeing what you have to say next, and I think you do it so great.
That's awesome. Thank you. I really do appreciate that, because I do put more than 100% into this, because I've been wanting to do this since I was a child, and never really getting the opportunity or chance to find a school or go to a school until I'm at, how old was I? Wow, sorry. When you get over 25, it's kind of hard to keep track. But so I started 2 years ago, almost 3. So yeah, from wanting to do it was a journey. Yeah. So all that time, I have to put my all into it. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, absolutely, of course.
Nice. Last but not least, if you could have a match with someone who isn't a wrestler, it could be a fictional character, an athlete, a celebrity, anyone, who would it be with?
Okay, I'm going to pick a wrestler. and who? That would be Rob Van Dam. That's my guy.
Nice.
Rob Van Dam. But if it was anybody other than a wrestler, I'm gonna pick okay. I'm going to pick Spider-Man.
I think it's the first time we got that, yeah. Nice.
I want to wrestle Spider-Man. I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. I'm both on this time.
Awesome.
But yeah.
Awesome. I like both picks. I like Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, I like it
Spider-Man. It's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah.
With Rob, Alex the other day, we're he's not forgotten, but he's such a another icon. Everything he done. Recently, we're watching one of the championship with John Cena and ECW One Night Stand. Probably one of the greatest moments.
It's never been done. It's never been done.
That's true.
It's never been done. No ECW wrestler has ever simultaneously hold the ECW and the WWE championship at the same time.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's been done with WCW. You could say Chris Jericho and then Triple H, and then it was still the WCW championship at the time. You had 2. There's only one person and that's and nothing's gonna change that. Nothing's gonna change that. You know, they're not gonna.
Oh no.
No, they wouldn't even think twice to bring back the ECW championship to then have, you know, somebody hold the ECW and the W. No.
Yeah.
It's only been that was a once in a lifetime thing, and Rob Van Dam was that person to do it.
Oh yeah, they picked the perfect guy.
Legend.
Yeah.
So ahead of his time too. The movesets he was doing, and then all the ECW matches. I mean, it was just ridiculous. Awesome. Oh, before we go, I wanted to ask you, if you did face Spider-Man, how would that go? How would that match play out?
Oh, he's gonna squash me. He's gonna squash.
Oh,
that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, he's gonna, and then I'm just gonna boom 1, 2, 3. Like I don't know. I don't know. Spider-Man too quick, man. But I would be one of the only people to say that I was in the ring with Spider-Man, other than Bones, though. You know, Macho Man.
Right.
Awesome. Well, again, Max, thank you so much again for being on the pod, man. Very, very happy that you're here and excited that you're here. But, you know, first off, you know, we got to start off, you know, for the beginning side of it. Like, how were you first introduced into pro wrestling?
Introduced to, all right, so my mother loves wrestling. She had all these tapes, VHS tapes. That's how old I am. VHS tapes. There was some DVD too. But I will never forget. She put on Shawn Michaels' Razor Ramon ladder match, the second one, and I just completely fell in love. And then from there, I was watching Jeff Hardy, and then that was like, I think like the second thing I watched, because the first, you know, that was a VHS tape that I had to pop in and stuff like that. The Shawn and Razor. And then next time I got to watch wrestling live, it was the Hardys. TLC ladder match. Edge and Christian, the Dudleys. So I went from that to that. It was just like, all right, cool. Yeah, this wrestling's for me. I was automatically attached since then, and you know, it never stopped. Never.
Nice. And what made you feel like in love with it? Was it just like everything with the storytelling, the moves, and
oh, it was the storytelling. Easy, the storytelling, because you know, like, and if it's good, I'm intrigued. I'm glued. I'm right there with you, and like, just storytelling. Yeah, storytelling. It gives off everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Anakin. This is Anakin. Interrupted.
Wasn't he on the podcast too?
He did a running. Oh my God, he's doing a running. Oh my God, he's doing a running. All right, off with you. But yeah, it was storytelling. Like, you know.
And as a fan too, growing up. And as a fan too, like, what was like your favorite moment? Like, was there a special moment watching as a fan that like was your favorite?
All right. All right. Only because it was real. The storytelling was just, it just wrote itself. It's so messed up to say, but the one thing that stuck out to me as a kid watching wrestling was I don't even want to. All right, Matt Hardy and Edge. That just stuck out. That stuck to me. that moment in wrestling was just like, wow, like this is wow. Even if you had questions if it was real or fake, you knew that this was real.
Yeah.
You know, and like oh man. Yeah, that did it. That did it for me. You know, that did it for me. I was just like, wow, this is insane. This is intense. And be like, okay, what's going on now with Matt and Edge? What's going on here? Like, did he really leave the company? Like you know, like oh
Yeah.
man, it was
really good. Yeah, for sure.
It was so good for how bad how bad it. Not bad, because their matches were not bad at all. They knocked it out of the park with that with that feud alone. They knocked it out of the park, but that's because it was real. But they were also at the same time being professional enough, you know, and to be professional enough to have a real life situation be played out on television, dude. They knocked it out the freaking park, man. Out the park.
Yeah, they definitely agree. Absolutely. Because I remember originally I'm watching it and it was like, you couldn't even tell, like, is this real or is this like fake or is this, you know, because it did it so well, you know, and it made you invest to see what was going to happen next, the next week's episode and the week after that, because it was just so well.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Like, the member is doing like YouTube like every week, releasing something about it. And you're like, how much is this like real and how much of it's, you know, work? Like, and then for him to like put it aside and be professional about it, like, no, it's business now.
Yeah.
Like that shows like it's commendable, like how he is as a performer.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Like he was willing to go through with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, growing up as a fan, you know, was there a time, because I don't know if you notice we have a lot of wrestling figures behind us. Was there a time growing up as a fan, did you collect the action figures and play the video games?
Yeah, absolutely. I used to have a whole bunch of wrestling figures. I then gave them to my godson because I want him to have the same fun I had with the old action figures and get him new ones and stuff. And the video games, yeah, absolutely, 100% played all of them. I started off with WWF SmackDown Just Bring It. That game. I played that every single day. Every single day. There was not a day where I didn't play that.
Nice. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, especially to the game, and yeah, those, and especially at the time too when they were coming out with video games, they're really good.
Yeah, all of them. Like even Here Comes the Pain. That was awesome. Those were the games I started off with, and then I hopped into a time machine and played some of the Nintendo 64 games, and like the WCW NWO.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I think there's like a WCW versus the World, I think.
Yeah.
That one was cool.
That one was dope. That one was dope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially like don't get me wrong, like 2Ks are cool, they're great, but like I don't know, you just couldn't beat the ones like especially in the past. Like they were just really good. I mean, I don't know, it's just nostalgia, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my god, nothing beats nostalgia with the wrestling video games at all. Nothing does, because like I do play the 2Ks. I skipped one of the 2K21. I skipped that one because I just wasn't interested. Mm-hmm. You know, like I got uninterested in the 2K games after a while. I think in my opinion, I think the best one was 13.
Yeah.
That one, in my opinion, was the best one. Like in the 2K series.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think, like, I just wanted to ask you, because you play a lot of video games. Do you think that's like a negative side where they release one every year? like every year we get one, or did you take a break? You think?
Yeah, I see. It's kind of like a yeah and no, because I used to religiously collect and play the SmackDown versus Raw,
Yeah.
and that never missed. Never missed. From their first release to their last, that never missed. Especially when they had the ECW collab with that. Oh my gosh, man. That was the game, bro. That was the game. Oh man. That to me, that has to be a part of nostalgia, especially because they don't come out with those games anymore. And it was a while back. Oh man. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Now you're getting me into it because I remember playing that game like all the time. It was so awesome.
Yeah.
Getting the 3 brands, it was really
Yeah. It was so good, man. It was just so good. It was like nothing you could say about these games, like the SmackDown versus Raw games, especially that 2000. It was 2006, right?
Yeah, it was 6 or 7, I believe.
6 or 7. Yeah.
No, yeah. It is 7. It is 7. It is 7. I think it is. It's got to be one of those. But either way, that one did not miss at all. That one was.
Yeah, definitely agree for sure.
Even the soundtrack was great too. I'm trying to remember the songs.
Most of the soundtrack I still listen to now.
Yeah, right. It's so good
on my playlist. Yeah, man.
Yeah, just everything about it. There was nothing wrong about it. Like everything was so good. Like characters, the graphics, like the soundtrack, everything was just really well. Like,
masterpiece.
What was it, THQ? I think. Yeah, THQ.
Yeah.
That engine was that engine for that time period was awesome.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah. But even with even like when Rich and I were little kids, we used to like also do like we would wrestle each other, when we were little kids, just like reenacted. Was there a time where you did that when you were a child, or was like wrestling friends or family, or even doing backyard wrestling? Was there a time doing that?
All of that. All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. I can remember me and one of my little brothers would wrestle in this playground thing. It had like a soft ground because like just in case children fall, they fall on like this thing, which was cool. So we would suplex each other. we'd body slam each other. We'd jump off the monkey bars and do a flying elbow. Sometimes we would miss. Yeah, and it goes on to even with my friends in the backyard. Just being wrestling fans and wanting to be wrestlers and playing in the backyard, unsafely. I think this day, like from my generation to like this day and age, it just happens, you end up in a backyard at like 12, 13, 15, however old, just body slamming each other through unsafe tables, thinking, oh, we can use a barbed wire and going crazy. Yeah, that was me.
And I know for us, Rich and I, we would go something a little bit crazy, wrestle each other. We even buy the toy belts and like which was awesome.
I think I definitely still have one around here somewhere, but yeah, that same with me and my brother. Bro, it's even gotten to a point where we would accidentally like hit each other with the belts, and then and then we would actually start bleeding out of nowhere.
Oh no! Yeah.
Oh my God, we did it! Yeah, we made each other bleed. Yeah, we were nuts, dude. We were nuts.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely. They're really good times too, especially when you're a kid and you just, just having fun with it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Having fun. That's what it's all about. You know?
Yeah, definitely for sure. And then and going from your transition from also like just being a fan, when was the time like you made the decision like now I'm actually gonna do this for real? I'm actually gonna pursue into this business to become a professional wrestler. When did that moment happen for you?
So I think it hit me at the age of 20 that it was just like, yo, I need to find a way to start wrestling. Like, and you know, growing up, not really having money and, you know, not being financially stable, it was hard to find a good school financially to fit, you know, from, you know, where I was at the time. Yeah, so the age of 20 was really when I was like, yeah, no, I need to really find a way to start wrestling. And then I didn't start wrestling until I was like 23, 24.
Okay.
Yeah, 23, 24.
And how did your family react to that news, or your friends react to the news that you were going to be a professional wrestler?
So, some of my friends at the time, they laughed. You know, it was just like, really, this is what you chose out of any other sport? Like, I played baseball, I played basketball. My family was very, very supportive. Even my grandmother, who rest her soul, was against me doing it because she didn't want me to get hurt. She didn't want me to get injured or anything, you know. But but yeah, that was everyone's reaction, you know. Most of them that weren't family laughed, and now they, you know, watch my stuff. They share my links after laughing, you know.
And have they seen you wrestle live? Like, has your friends or your family have seen you wrestle live?
Yeah. A lot of them have came to watch me wrestle, and yeah, they were like, oh, you make me want to start watching wrestling again. And now they'll text me like, oh my god, did you see what happened on Raw? And I'm just like, I'm at training. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's cool. And I mean, going from there, and like, how did that have leading to going to Warriors of Wrestling?
So one of my cousins, he would go to the Warrior shows as a fan, and then I'm sitting there, I'm talking to him, and I'm saying like, yo, bro, like, I really want to start wrestling. Like, I've been looking for places. I lived in Florida for a year. The cost of living versus how much the wage was just, it just wasn't, it just wouldn't have worked out. And then he sends me a thing, a poster. It's Warriors of Wrestling. You know, that they have classes at Fun Station USA. So he goes, Joe, email the promoter, Joe Bellini, and try to get into a class, see what goes on. I messaged Joe Bellini the second I got it, and now I'm here. I'm here talking to you guys.
Nice. And how was it like going like your first day of like wrestling school? Like, what was that moment like for you, and experiencing like everything with the training, the bumps?
Oh man, so the first day I went there, I sat in because he wanted to see. It was me and a friend that I call a brother. Me and him, we came, or him and I. Let me be, you know, let me speak correctly now. Him and I. We sat in for a class, we watched, and Joe, was asking like, oh, is this something you really want to do? Do you really want to join? I said, yeah, of course. Like this is why I'm here, because I'll get started today if I can. Made me sign everything, you know, and that was it, you know. And my first day, it was very interesting, considering, because I've done baseball, I've done basketball, and you know, those first days were, you know, different versus this. Because, you know, like they teach you your roles, they teach you how to bump, and like apparently I progressed a little too fast. You know, like, because you know, I also did karate, so like from doing karate, I already knew like roles and stuff like that. And that's about it, you know. Like my training just progressed from there, because they saw how much of a sponge I am to knowledge, you know. Like I said, I did one of those things that they teach you, which is to like keep your mouth shut and have your ears open, and you'll be able to understand and learn everything. And I've just adapted that mindset from baseball, basketball, wrestling, because I don't know anything, you know. I did exactly that, and you know, I was able to get opportunities a little early, even for me. Like I've even said it myself. Like I've gotten the opportunity too early, but I took that opportunity. I made it mine.
Which is awesome. Yeah, definitely. Especially like which is good for you. Like what you did is because you took your past experience from different sports, and that led you and made you, you know, work hard in wrestling. You know, everything that you did from there, you took those and you learned from those past experiences, especially like listening and learning, because you just absorb everything, like you just said, like a sponge. And, you know, you got those opportunities, which worked out really well for you.
Yeah, it did. Absolutely. Yeah.
And also, like, you know, during your time of training, like, was there any like tapes or videos you would watch and certain wrestlers that kind of get inspiration, like for your character and even for like your ring style?
So for me, I love old school. I just love things old school. So what I did was, when I first started, I went back to watch everything I used to watch, and I watched it in a different perspective, you know, because before, as a fan, you're just watching your guy or whatever wrestler, you know, it could be male or female. You want to see that person just go out there, kill the show, do their thing, take the W, go on to the next show, and that's it, right? But now training and learning the business and learning everything in between the ropes, now I go back and I watched, why was I so intrigued with these guys? Why were they so good to get those opportunities that they got? Just from what they presented in the ring, forget everything outside the ring. You know what I'm saying? Just for that moment. Basic, everything. Basics are important. Footwork is very important. And knowing your crowd is very important. And from watching all the old school stuff, you really get to grasp and understand that. Like, I went back to watch Van Damme a lot. So some of the things, like my kicks and just some of the little agility that I do, like jumping off the top rope, doing a frog splash, or just doing something, I take that from Van Damme. Jeff Hardy for high risk. If I ever do get the chance to do some more high risk stuff, I did a ladder match. Mankind was top, not just for like what he did inside the ring, but also like promo wise, you know. him and Cactus Jack were definitely two that I would watch. For how simple they were and how they had everybody's attention. They had their eyes glued to the TV or glued to them when they were in the ring. Shawn Michaels, because he can just do anything.
Yeah.
He can just do anything. Stone Cold Steve Austin was definitely another one that I would sit and watch, because like when he walked through that curtain, he was who he was. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and there was no stopping him. There was no stopping him out. Those were the guys that I would really go back and watch, just as study them. But for moves, definitely Van Damme. Definitely Van Damme. And everybody else too. What I do is like I try to modify everything. Like I do a springboard stunner, but I do a different type of springboard stunner.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do it to somebody that's in the corner. That's for Stone Cold Steve Austin. I love Stone Cold Steve Austin so much. I don't want to just do a stunner. There's a lot of people who just do stunners now. So
yeah.
I was just like, I might as well springboard stunner, but in the corner.
Yeah, which is awesome. Like I've seen you doing the videos, and it's good to like take little things and make it your own and make it different, which works out for you, and it do it very, very well watching it. So
yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And also, getting to, naming all those guys you name and watching the videos, was there also like a time like you, like Warriors Wrestling invited like guys to train with you? Like, was there any seminars that you attended during?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And here he comes trying to do a run. We've done plenty of seminars. We did a Nyla Rose one, which was very informative. Serena Deeb, she is such a genius. She is such a genius. We just had Big Vito. Very, very, very knowledgeable, and just like how key the basics are.
Yeah, he's so underrated too. I feel like they don't mention a lot from Vito.
Oh man, Big Vito, man, bro. Skull Von Crush, forget about it, bro.
Yeah.
The FBI, the Baldies, WCW, bro, the best WCW hardcore champion. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Come on. You like for that title, you can't really think of anybody else who really made that title something other than Big Vito, WCW hardcore champion. Not even the WWF hardcore champion was as significant on anybody. Even Undertaker held it. I think of the WCW hardcore championship, and I think Big Vito.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And then just his thing with the FBI when on SmackDown, man, he has so many memories for me. Like I like meeting him and seeing him, like, in my head, I'm just like, wow, bro, I grew up watching you.
Yeah.
And same thing with Tom. Oh my gosh, we had Tommy Dreamer. We had Tommy Dreamer. Oh man, such an honor, dude. Such an honor to see Tommy Dreamer. Growing up watching him ECW and everything like that, and then his little work, some of his work in TNA Impact. Oh man, Sandman. I got hit with the candlestick by Sandman. That was just. I'm the ECW guy. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm the ECW
bucket list.
Yeah.
So like seeing all these ECW guys, bro. Man.
That's so cool.
And now I get to add Big Vito to the list.
Yeah.
And he's a big check mark right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I know for Rich and I watching him too, like FBI and doing all these things. Like they just don't. He doesn't get enough praise, and they don't.
He
mention
doesn't.
him.
No way.
He
Yeah.
does, and to me, I think it's BS that he doesn't. I truly believe it's BS that he doesn't get enough credit that he should. He oh man, so good. He's amazing.
He got wearing a dress over. He got that over.
Yeah,
which is like
come on. Yeah. Yeah, we had Goldust who was flamboyant, did the whole but this man wore a dress. He was the toughest. He is the toughest man to wear a dress. It's not even a gimmick. It's not even a gimmick at this point. It's for real. This guy really is the toughest man to wear a dress.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Come on now, man. And just the fact that I got to do that little thing with I get to get involved in the Roger Mendez versus Big Vito. The fact that I got to get involved just a little bit. Bucket list right there. Check that off.
Yep, right there.
Scotty Too Hottie too. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. I see working with Warriors of Wrestling, like we get a lot of names like this, like legendary names,
Yeah.
Even if they haven't made the Hall of Fame, they're still legends because of what the work they have put in. You know what I mean? Yeah. Scotty Too Hottie, I got to share the ring with him. Oh, and the knowledge that he gave to me after and before, like even during putting the match together, oh man, I learned a lot. I learned a lot just from that one night being backstage with Big Vito and Scotty Too Hottie. Oh man, bro. I just have to say, before we continue with anything, Warriors of Wrestling is definitely one of the places to be.
Definitely.
Period.
Yeah, definitely.
Period. We have these names that come in. And having the names that come in and be in our locker room, just being in the locker room alone, just the atmosphere, you can learn so much. You can learn a lot. And not even just from the stars that come in. The guys that we have like Darius Carter, like Chris Steeler. Oh man. Oh man. And just so much knowledge. Warriors of Wrestling is really the place to be, guys. It really is. I
definitely agree. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because Rich and I had this conversation before, and we were talking about because like Warriors Wrestling is a great school, and also like you're bringing in names to work with you guys, and you're learning from these different styles, all these wrestlers. Like you brought, like I've seen in the past, like Nyla Rose you mentioned, Tommy Dreamer. And like guys like even like Dirty Dangle was in Warriors Wrestling. Jimmy Wang Yang was there too, So you guys are bringing in,
Oh names. Man, Jimmy Wang Yang. Whoo, what a man, bro. What a man. That man right there, Jimmy Wang Yang. Oh, talk about knowledge. That man has it.
Yeah.
That man has it. And again, underrated.
Yeah,
underrated.
Definitely.
Underrated. Definitely. Jimmy Wang Yang, definitely one of the most underrated talents
for sure
that has ever came from WWE. Oh my goodness, bro. He said one thing to me and I learned so much. I was just like, wow. Like it was one of those things that just like like, oh wow, I'm here now. Like oh man. Yeah. All these names, man. Most underrated.
And especially too, like this is during the time that we grew up like watching these guys, like Vito watching at the same time and Jimmy Wang Yang and which is like
playing the SmackDown versus Raw games.
Yes, it played a character.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh man. So good.
And sharing the ring with these amazing wrestlers, like what's been like the best advice that you've been given about the business from these people, from these wrestlers?
That's hard. Oh, that's hard. I will say this: there is a common theme to the advice that I've been given. That's just between Big Vito, Jimmy Wang Yang, and Scotty 2 Hotty, and they broke it down to me, and they broke it down to me from that to here to now. But the common theme was everything is important in wrestling. Everything. Mm-hmm. There's not one thing that's not important. There's not one aspect in wrestling that's not important. Every aspect of it is. And I think that's the best advice I've ever gotten.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great advice. Yeah, especially everything you do in the ring is important.
Everything's even outside the ring.
Yeah,
everything is important. Everything.
Because people think they're like just little things or just little details, but those little details are big. They turn out to be a factor.
Those little details, they trickle into every other aspect in wrestling.
Exactly. Yep.
It does everything. So treat every aspect of wrestling important.
Mm-hmm.
Treat it as number one. Everything is number one. Wrestling.
Absolutely. And watching you, like I was mentioning it earlier, watching like your clips and watching, like your promos, which I love. I love watching your promos. I love when you do interviews because you bring out this energy and the character, in which I love. And for you, like during the beginning of your training, like was it like doing promos? Was this something that like was easy and it took off very fast for you? Or was this something that took time to develop with your skills that you have now?
So I don't want to say it was because it's never easy. Nothing's ever easy in wrestling, At most things are a challenge. But I knew exactly what I wanted to be. I just knew it because of all the outside things that I love is literally mashed into wrestling, and then it makes my character.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't easy though, because I would everything that I started out with doing, it was trained by me and definitely by a lot of help from Joe Bellini, a lot of help from Chris Steele, Scotty Priest also. He's helped with my character too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was hard. It's a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like you think you know what you're doing, and then it's just like, no, wait, do this.
Mm-hmm.
No, wait, it should be this. No, don't do that. Do this. Like that. So yeah, it's pretty hard. For how easy it sounds, it's hard.
Yeah, definitely. And it's something that takes time too. It takes time to develop. Yeah.
And the thing about it is, time, it doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as it's not wasted.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you feel like you're wasting time, it's time to do something else.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean? It's time to get another character. It's time to go back to the drawing board. But the easy part for me was that I am willing to adapt, because like, yeah, I wanted to be like this, but then it turned out like this, and it turned out so much more
better. Yeah.
So much more better. So that's just the easy part, is just being able to adapt and change when needed to.
Yeah. And also too, watching. I've also like watching you, like especially when you're with Roger Mendez with the cause, whatever you guys are doing, which is great. Like, how did that partnership and that tag team form with you and Roger?
So Roger and I almost did it again. Me and Roger. Roger and I. So it happened 6 months into my training. They asked, he asked me if I was willing to impersonate a wrestler that he was feuding with, Joey Ace. Shout outs to Joey Ace. Mm-hmm. One of a kind man. He is another one that helps with my character and even with some of my in-ring as well, with just moves and stuff like that. He's very, very, very influential in my character. But as I was saying, he asked me if I wanted to impersonate him because we look alike. Well, without the color hair and stuff, but because we look alike, and he wants to add more fuel to the fire in the feud by putting mini Joey Ace into a match against Roger Mendez. We did it, and the promoter, who is also the guy who trains me, Joe Bellini, looked at me and said, "Okay, do you have a character?" "Yes." "Okay, go out, have a match." 6 months. 6 months. And of course, obviously, things needed to be changed, things needed to be fixed. Mm-hmm. But for the overall part, it worked out good enough where I evolved with Roger, doing this whole feud with Joey Ace, to then going on after that to now becoming a tag team. So we just built a bond from there, me being mini Joey Ace, coming out with ideas, with promos on how to, poke the bear until the bear finally starts do something, the bear being Joey Ace. So what brought the cause together was the feud with Joey Ace.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things I've done. And that was the first thing I really did, was be involved in that.
And what's it like also working with Roger and being a tag team and that chemistry you guys have? Like, what's it like working with him?
So me and him have a lot of similarities and are different, because me and him, we look different. He's jacked, I'm getting there. But he's jacked. He's a pure wrestler on top of everything else that he does. So that's like the difference between him and I. I'm like this guy who's athletically built, but I'm not afraid to risk, do high risk and stuff like that. He's the guy that keeps them on the ground. I'm the guy that jumps on them while they're on the ground.
Yeah.
But similarity wise, our music, how we are with just people in general. Me and Roger. Oh, and even with our with our liking in wrestling, we like that. We like that simple stuff. We like that old school stuff. Mm-hmm. We bonded over those things. So me and Roger got really close with this whole Skulls thing.
Mm-hmm. And who came up with the name with the cause?
I can't remember. Wow. Wow. It definitely wasn't me. I had a whole different other name. I definitely had a whole other name. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Joe Bellini. I think he came up with it. I think he came up with the name. Because even in the beginning, we looked at each other like, oh, the cause?
Yeah.
Okay, like, all right, how can we make this work? And boom, we're making it work.
Yeah, definitely.
We made it
You guys did
work.
a good job.
Yeah.
Definitely. And also, what's been like your favorite moment or favorite match that when you look back on your career so far now, like what's been your favorite?
Lock and key ladder match. That was crazy. It was a lock and key ladder match. And for those who don't know, it was a match that we made up. Well, not we. I would like to say Chris Steeler made it up because at the time he was the No Limits champion. He defended it in a 6-man ladder match. And the concept of it was we're handcuffed to the ring post and kind of like Elimination Chamber style. 4 posts, 4 people. So each person had a post and was locked in their handcuffs. 2 people started the match. 30, I think a minute to a minute 30 intervals between, the wrestlers. So, and then at the end of everybody being released, at that point in time, then the ladders are unlocked. And now you can use the ladders because before you can't use the ladders at all.
Yeah.
You can't use the ladders until everybody is involved in the match. That was gnarly. It was insane. There was blood, sweat, tears, people being driven into ladders breaking, people getting speared off the ladders. Oh man, it was, yeah.
It sounds
yeah, it was a fun time. I got power bombed off the ladder. Yeah. It was intense. It was intense, I'll say that much.
Dang, that's crazy. That's awesome. Especially now with everything you've done, especially what you're doing right now, Warriors of Wrestling. What are your goals, I guess, now? Like, what do you want to do with Warriors Wrestling, but also what's the end goal? Like, what would you like to sign with, or what promotion you'd like to be with?
So, I'm willing to sign with anybody that's given me a contract because I've never had one. But if I had to choose WWE, come on, everybody, every wrestler should want to be in WWE. It doesn't matter where the product has gone, what's going on. You want to be in WWE. WWE has the record books. It has the history books. It has the nostalgia. Like people think wrestling, the first thing they think is WWE. NWA was before WWE, if I'm not mistaken. People still think WWE before NWA. Even when WWF even when it was WWF, people looked at WWF and was like, "Wow, this is wrestling." They didn't watch NWA. They didn't. Nobody really watched WCW until it was on Ted Turner's. So Ted Turner got the whole thing on TV and stuff like that. So, like, WWE is just that's the end goal. I want to be in I want to get my way somehow, some way in WWE, whether it's a dark match, squash match, doesn't matter. WWE is the end goal. I will go to any other AEW. I mean, I was gonna say Ring of Honor, but I don't know what's going on with Ring of Honor in Japan. Like it don't matter to me. It don't matter to me. NWA. Oh, I love NWA. By the way, that's why I keep mentioning NWA. But that's definitely another place I would love to go to. NWA. They're so. It brings, like, even just watching what they're doing now, for me, it kind of brings back like that old school.
Yeah. Definitely.
You know, no music coming out. The you got the guy right there announcing, and then you have your broadcast team.
Yeah.
You just walk right into the ring. You get announced 5-minute matches. Oh man, yeah. NWA is awesome.
Yeah, definitely agree. Watch every time on YouTube, so it's definitely awesome. You know, especially talking about promotions, but what about opponents? Who's in your bucket list? Who would you like to be in the ring with?
Samoa Joe.
He's
definitely one. But if there's really anybody I want to get into the ring with, Randy Orton. Definitely a dream opponent. Other than Rob Van Dam, because I know I mentioned him before.
Yeah.
But Randy Orton, that man right there is the man. He's, in my opinion, he's the number one wrestler right now. Not Kenny Omega, not anybody else. It's Randy Orton. He's put in the years.
Yeah.
And we all literally saw him evolve from rookie to legend. Like, he's the number one wrestler. He's my butt. Yeah, he's actually, I think right now he's number one for me. Number one, Randy Orton.
Which is great opponent to have, especially like you said, watching him from the beginning and developing, and now to what he is now, which he is a legend. It's really amazing to watch over the years what he's been doing.
And he's still able to do the wrestling thing, you know.
Yeah.
Like what wrestler from his generation that started wrestling, which ones are really still around right now doing what he is doing? Not a lot. Not a lot.
That's true. Especially what he did with Evolution and everything. It was
I think and it even goes to say he's the only person on Evolution that's still an active wrestler.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
If Ric Flair is making a comeback, I don't know when that's happening, but that's gonna be cool. I mean, you know, it's Ric Flair. Who wouldn't want to see Ric Flair wrestle, no matter how old he is?
Yeah, that's true.
But Triple H not wrestling, Batista doing movies.
Yeah, he's the only one.
Randy Orton is the only one. Randy Orton is the only one in Evolution still an active wrestler. Like, who wouldn't want to take that opportunity and wrestle the only active Evolution wrestler?
Exactly. Yeah, it's true. and especially, you know, with coming to like last question, you know, what advice would you give to someone that's watching this and wants to become a professional wrestler? What advice would you give to someone that wants to be a pro wrestler into this business?
Do not think you know it all, because you don't. There is so much to wrestling than from what you've seen on television, on YouTube. There's so much to it. So, like, my biggest advice is shut up and listen. That's it. Shut up and listen. Just you know, be grateful. You're getting the training. Listen to what they're saying, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. If you just sit and listen to what they're saying, whoever the trainer is, if you just and do this, you'll be golden. You'll be golden. Yeah. That's it. You know, just shut up and listen.
Yeah, which is great advice.
Yeah, because not a lot of people will tell you that. Not a lot of people will tell you, yo, just shut up and listen. You know,
definitely. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again, Max, for being on the podcast. Definitely had so much fun talking about old school stuff with video games and everything, nostalgia, bringing back. It's been awesome just having this conversation with you. So thank you again for being on the podcast. And also, before we end, anything you would like to plug in, social media, any events you have coming up?
All right, so we got my Instagram, Max_Bane 1996. Follow that. I am on Twitter at Max Bane 13. I forget that one. Facebook, I'm just Max Bane. I do have a tag team match coming up against Serpentico and Osito. It is the Cause versus Serpentico and Osito. If you follow my page, I'll keep everybody up to date. It's definitely going to be at Fun Station, 3555 Victory Boulevard. You're not going to want to miss this. Ultimate Survival. And and on that day we do have our Ultimate Survival match, which is our Royal Rumble, and I will be involved in that as well. So Ultimate Survivor, you don't want to miss it. Yeah. Everything else, you guys can see my face on the Warriors of Wrestling Instagram page. You can see it on the Warriors of Wrestling YouTube. I tend to fill my face up a lot on that, so that's where you'll be able to see me and grab some of these shirts. Definitely. Link is in my bio on Instagram. I'm very bad at this.
And everything you just announced, we're going to put it down in the description down below. We can follow all the links. We can follow Max Bane. You can follow Warriors of Wrestling, and definitely give this man a follow and just watch everything he's doing, because definitely he's been doing big things in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, again, Max, thank you so much for being on the pod. Definitely had so much fun. And also, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this episode. This is going to be it for us at Championship Online Podcast. We'll see you guys next time.